Man, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. I'm TJ. I don't know who I am anymore.
You sound depressed, yo.
It's not depressed. It's
sad.
It's fear. It's fear. I don't know if you're aware, but Brock Lesnar's on the loose, bro.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm the heel that you love to hate. O'Shea Jackson Jr., aka Petty Guerrero.
Hey yo, I ain't never afraid because me and Brock don't have no beef, but I'm TOOJIGG, too jiggy, TJ Jefferson.
TJ, do you know the feeling that I had last night? I called you immediately just to make sure you were okay.
Oh, I was straight.
I know, but it's just like when you have a match that we had with Cody and Cena, which we will get to, Cody and Cena, because that was my favorite John Cena match. That was what I feel like they wanted to do at WrestleMania 41. But as we've seen through documentaries and other things, that those plans got changed.
Fiend.
Yo, chill.
Fiend.
But man, just when you thought things were safe, just when you thought it was safe to go to the movie theaters, Triple H takes that sledgehammer that we know and love and cracked us all across the head. And when you heard that guitar riff, Brock Lesnar is back. Brock Lesnar's back, and we're going to get to all the things that we think that means and all that. But first, TJ, I do want to talk about the main events that we saw at SummerSlam. Before we get there, let's do night one first, because I know you chose to put this disgusting briefcase in the middle.
Listen.
Disgusting.
SummerSlam, 2 nights. We were wondering how it was going to play out, right? First time ever.
Yeah.
2 nights.
A little mini mania.
Yeah, but I think that's disrespectful because SummerSlam is its own entity, that it shouldn't be a mini anything.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about from the 2-night perspective.
It's the biggest party of the summer.
Yeah.
And, traditionally some great moments, great matches have happened throughout the years. And night one was no different. That main event, let's just get to that like you said. We had the Ring General Gunta. Yeah. The Ring General. By the way, that's Gunta with an A, not an
ER.
Because
we don't do that around here.
There you go. Versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, man. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Bro. CM Punk comes out. Mm-hmm. Little package plays. WWE's real great at packages, right? Mm-hmm. Then the music hits.
Yeah.
And then CM Punk comes out looking like the 5th member of the Fantastic Four. Did people pick up on that? Yeah. That light blue color scheme look as soon as he
white
walked
top.
Out. Yeah, man, definitely. And you said something that literally I went, yeah. Why? Yeah. Tell them what you told me on the phone.
Because how, and we don't know the workings or what went into this on whether or not a call was made or not. How is there not a Fantastic Four ad with CM Punk?
Right.
He has been screaming, it's clobbering time for years.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four is coming out in its biggest package that we've seen delivered for a Fantastic Four film. And we don't get
any type of tie-in,
not a 15-second commercial, not a little funny thing with him and the thing.
It's kind of a missed opportunity, there, right?
Man.
Because I'm sure there might be a lot of wrestling fans too that don't even know that it's clobbering time. It's something that my man Ben Grimm, aka the Thing from the Fantastic Four, that was his saying, right? Yeah. And I bet you a lot of wrestling fans probably don't even realize that.
Yeah. And so I'm glad that this was kind of a little nod to it. But man. Punk, I was trying to get you some money, man.
Some extra Skrilla.
Yeah. But they put on a great match. I was definitely entertained. Mm-hmm. Gunther still looked strong.
Always.
And I don't know what Punk's chest tattoos said before, but them shits is scrabbled right now.
It says thwack right now. That's what his chest is.
Absolutely. And he went through it. You know, he went through it. They
took their time with this match. It wasn't
exactly.
fast paced.
It's a storytelling type of, the underdog overcoming David versus Goliath type.
It's weird
situation.
to call CM Punk an underdog.
I know, but
right?
Gunther's a bad moment.
Shut your mouth.
That's the man, bro. Yeah. And it delivered. And there was a tweet I put out. And, you got any details about the match before I get into my tweets?
Well, just the fact that when Gunther starts chopping, flesh starts to bleeding, right?
Yeah.
So that was his chest, like you said, was tore up. I liked the match. I felt like maybe I feel like maybe there was a little something that I was missing, and I don't know what it was. And I think that just might be nitpicking a little bit. So I won't nitpick. But overall, I like the match. I think it told a great story how CM Punk can overcome this monster. Yeah. Who we've seen, Gunther A.
With an A.
He's taken a loss or two, but the dude's been champion, I think. Wade Barrett or Michael Cole said, I think 85% of the time he's been in WWE, he's held gold. That's
crazy.
So that right there, that's a made man, right? That's a guy who's main event. That's a guy who's always on the top of the card. And that's a guy who's usually toting around championship gold. So, he's an obstacle to climb. And that's what Punk had to do.
Absolutely. And, with him having that amazing, just batting average, I guess that's what you call it. And Punk, a little long in the tooth, it does make him have to overcome something.
Yeah.
And he did. I loved the just the finish of the match felt like that's what you need to put Gunther down. Even him showing color.
So you know what that reminded me of? Rocky IV.
Rocky IV.
Remember Drago was this unbeatable force.
He's definitely like Gunther.
And then Rocky makes him bleed.
Yeah.
And when Gunther started bleeding,
it's different.
The panic look on this man's face. It was like he went from being an unbeatable machine to like he was human. Yeah. And you could see it on his face. Like he took that hit over the announce table, comes back in the ring, or he raises up from behind the announce table. And to quote Gorilla Monsoon, his face was a crimson mask. And then Gunther looked shook. And I don't know how many times we've truly seen Gunther, and I said Gunther shook. But the blood, man, the blood on his face, you could tell. It was almost like he wanted to wave the match off because he didn't know how to respond, how to react by, what was it? There was a movie that says he made me bleed my own blood. I can't remember what that was. But,
what is that?
But man, and it was like Dodgeball. Thank you, Jay. That's our audio guy, Jay Felly, in the back.
Yeah, he's the man, by the way.
Yeah, he's a Raider fan, so I don't really got no beef with Raider fans. I'm afraid of most of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're wild. I was raised by one.
But man.
I wouldn't recommend it.
And it was like, now you see the tide has just turned. Yeah. Because this monster, who we felt had no deficiencies in his game, no holes, all of a sudden, him bleeding his own blood through his whole game.
And that's how you can tell a story with color. It's not something that happens, every match. It's just that right there, what you just hit the nail on the head, how it makes the character in the moment and the match change. The tables have turned, the tides have changed.
Because he had the momentum.
He was giving Punk the business without a suit and tie. And it turned around, Punk getting the victory, having that moment in the ring, holding the title, the first time he had the big boy since he was back.
Took 2-3 GTSs to get it done?
But back to back too, which was kind of hard.
And it was dope, man. Because that was that moment. He gets the 3, the music hits, the crowd just goes nuts. Right. Because it's CM Punk. Yeah. And and I said this to CM Punk on this podcast, he sat over here. I said, your name rings bells like Sunday at 12 o'clock. Right? People for years, 10 years chanted his name when he was gone. Now he's back. And to see him get that belt back, to be in the main event, which something he always wanted and felt he deserved, and he did. It was cool. It really was. And then when he finally took a hold of this belt, man, it was just like, you could see relief, man. Yeah. You could see everything that he wanted all those years kind of come to fruition in that moment. And it was awesome. It was an awesome moment. And wrestling does moments like that better than any other sport. It's because they're controllable, obviously. Mm-hmm. Right? You can't really control other sports, what goes on, but those type of moments, man, wrestling is just...
I'll tell you one thing, the NBA be controlling that draft lottery.
Listen, we're not...
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's crazy coincidence.
We're not here for
That's all I'm saying. It's crazy coincidences. But anyway.
So, now the card's over, man. What a great night one. No. Fireworks going off. Punk's sitting there with the belt. I don't know if fireworks went off or not, but Punk's sitting there with the belt, and it all is good. And then you hear, burn it down. And then the place erupts.
Hey, I don't know if you remember, Don, but I requested that you give me some censor bleeps. I'm gonna need D-Lo ready at the helm. That song. All right. I hate that song. That song is fucking stupid.
Make sure we bleep this.
Yeah, bleep it all. I really don't give a about nothing after that song drops. The crowd is stupid for singing the song. The song should change. All right. I can't fucking stand it. To the people of Davenport, Iowa, I apologize because I called all of you terrible things and y'all didn't deserve it. It was really to one guy. I really don't give a about the Chicago Bears right now. And I'm a Caleb Williams guy. Fight on. But like, I could give a right now. And I don't give a So yeah, you could keep going. But no, during when Punk was celebrating, I tweeted, cut the PLE off. Please stop. Please cut the PLE off. Get out the ring. Anything, because I knew it's going to hurt if I hear burn it down. And I heard it. And it was so annoying. And I know that's your boy, TJ, because you worked with him and you did all these things on the Rich Eisen show. And y'all, you high-fived and drank Yoo-hoo together or whatever the hell. I don't give a damn.
You are really in your feelings, man. And you've been watching wrestling for long enough to know that getting in your feelings is not the way to go. Look, Seth Rollins pulled the wool over all of our eyes. He pulled the wool over our eyes. And I got to be honest with you, I don't know if it was even necessary, because a Money in the Bank cash-in is always a shock, right? No matter when it happens, no matter who it happens to, it always takes place when the champion is beat down and at their weakest and most vulnerable, when that opponent's music will hit and they'll come down and cash in. We've seen it, dozens of times. So I don't even necessarily understand why faking the knee injury was necessary. But look, at the end of the day, 20 years from now, when they look back at this moment, it's going to be that much bigger, because Seth does come out with Paul Heyman with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he's got the crutches and he's got his brace, and he's looking at Punk and just kind of yelling at him. And Michael Cole reminds everybody, hey, Seth has, a full year to cash this in. So you're thinking, all right, yeah, he's just coming out there letting Punk know what time it is, and he hasn't forgotten. And then he turns around, he walks away, and then he stops. And at that moment, you kind of go, whoa. And then, much like Gene Wilder and Willy Wonka, when he makes his return and he's walking towards the group of people limping, and all of a sudden he stops and does a front flip and pops up. That's what Seth Rollins does. He drops his canes. He walks. He unbuckles the leg brace, drops it, and it is on. And people lost their mind. It was unbelievable. And I know you're mad and you're in your feelings. I can't help you there. I tried to talk this man off the ledge. I don't know what to tell him. It was a great moment in wrestling, whether you like the outcome or not. He runs to the ring, beats down Punk with the briefcase, hands Jessica Carr the briefcase. She rings the bell, curb stomp, 1, 2, 3, and new. And you got a new world heavyweight champion.
Look
Seth
at you.
Freaking Rollins.
Look at you. Just basking in it.
I'm not basking.
You're just
because
so
here's the deal.
happy.
I'm not And it was nice while it lasted, that WWE. And it was for five.
Is cracking. Sorry, that's another one, D-Lo. You got to bleep out. Look at them cracking jokes.
And then Seth SummerSlam Rollins. Look, for 5 minutes, it was a great championship run. And here's the deal. You're saying I love it. I'm very conflicted as well. I'm a CM Punk fan. I've been a CM Punk fan. The matter of fact, CM Punk was the first man to sit in this chair, and he put us on the map.
Look at them. Looking like they got caught at a Coldplay concert.
Right?
Look at them.
Well, first of all, you know that's why he did that, right?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, come on.
My God. Get a room. Look, oh my.
That's a dope picture. You can't front on that.
No, I could front on whatever the hell I want. That's why they give me a show.
Is that what's going to be the whole
time?
Yeah,
that's what's going to be. You know what? Give me this camera. Give me this camera.
We might as well cut this episode short then, man.
Let me get this camera right here. Let me just say, I'm sure, Colby, I'm sure you're a great guy. Seth Rollins, the character. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you because in my adult life, I have become wiser as a wrestling fan. I know what I'm looking at. I know the ins and outs and the workings of things that happen behind the curtain. So I have a different understanding of the direction of things of the business. And I want to thank you because for the first time since I was a young child, I have somebody that I hate. I hate you, Seth Rollins. Colby's sure you're a great guy, but Seth Rollins, the character, for the first time in a long time, you have a visceral reaction out of me, and that is what it's all about. So thank you for bringing me back because I haven't been a hater in a long time. And I promise you, I will hate on you any chance that I get until you're a guest on the No Contest Wrestling Podcast where I can tell you to your face, I hate your guts. I told Kurt Angle, I told Chris Jericho, couldn't stand him. Couldn't stand him. That's because they're good at their job. You're great at your job because I hate your guts. God bless you. That was nice. I said something good.
Are you done?
Hell no. Is he done? Do he got the title?
My goodness.
Oh, but I do want to say, let me give credit to TJ Jefferson because TJ Jefferson put out a great point about Punk winning that world heavyweight title. He is the first person to win a WWE title, especially of that magnitude, after winning the AEW title.
Well, we have to be more specific than that because that's technically not true. AEW, we're talking world
title, yeah.
Someone's going to bring up Ricky Saints.
I said the AEW title, guys.
Yeah. So you got to say world title because someone will get on there.
Well,
and hit you with
give
semantics. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I was going to say after that because I fell asleep listening to you. I don't know why you're so mad. I have to get the cape. Do I have to get the cape so you can be super mad?
What? You know what I told you on the phone.
You're about to
call me. I told you on the phone, bro. Don't get me wrong.
About to call me a slur again.
Bro, it was going, boy.
Listen.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Here's the deal, though. This moment just captivated social media, as of course it is. And you had some tweets that, showed that you may have been crashing out a little bit. Don Bowie, do we have any
I know
shade stuff?
Yep.
LMFAOOOO.
Before then is a long F word.
I hate wrestling. Seth Rollins just pump faked the bleep out of me. Okay, there's one. My man O'Shea was going through it that night.
Bro. I know what I'm looking at. I give credit where credit is due. But me just being a wrestling fan, I got somebody to boo with all of my heart.
And you said earlier, like you're going back to being a hater. When did you ever stop being a hater?
No, before it was jokes. Now it's real.
I don't know, man, because you was hating this morning.
I mean, what? Maybe you did something for me to hate on.
Not on me.
Yeah. Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just in general, sometimes you be hating.
I mean, I come from a rap family, all right? It ain't all nice all the time. I was a baby on a tour bus. Do you know what it's like being on a tour bus full of rappers? They don't give compliments. Ain't no good nights, all right? It's hard out there. I am a wrestling fan and a rap baby. All I can do is talk shit. It's my love language. Okay. If I don't talk mess about you, I don't care about you. So take that as you may. But I just want to talk about how amazing pro wrestling is because I had a full circle moment when Seth cashed in. By the way, Seth is king of the cash-ins. King of the cash-ins, bro.
Yeah.
But I had a moment because it was a full circle moment because CM Punk getting cashed in on reminded me of our first episode when I told him this. Don, do you mind playing that clip? I couldn't stand you when you cashed in on Jeff Hardy.
Good.
That was the
desired result.
It was such a level of aggravation. It was just like, of course, this is the dumbest rule. This briefcase needs to be out of here.
Do anything.
Yeah, like everything, dude. I hated you guys, man.
Good.
You're chill now.
Good.
You're a good dude. How funny is that?
And it happened to you again.
I hated him for cashing in on Jeff.
And now
now I hate that he got cashed in on. So, Seth, it's all love, but I hate you.
Yeah. And you said when it comes on No Contest, the way you talk about him, I don't think we're ever going to get Seth Rollins to come on No Contest because why would he? I wouldn't come on and have the host just disparage and disrespect me the way you have. So
I ain't disrespecting him.
So I don't know if we're ever going to get Seth Rollins, people. It might have to be TJ and Seth Rollins. But speaking of Seth Rollins, we had to know. You know someone who maybe, let me spit that out, right? Pause. Was a little more upset than you. You know who that was? That might have been.
That pause was great.
That might have been the host of the Rich Eisen show. Rich Eisen, because Rich isn't into the wrestling like we are, right? Rich don't understand. So you can understand that Rich was a little bit confused after getting a phone call saying, yes, that's her. He's still coming to host the show.
Yeah.
And then what happened? So we had Seth Rollins zoom into the Rich Eisen show this afternoon. This is exclusive, baby. We got this before Raw.
Ooh.
And Seth had some stuff to say. So, Dawn, let's roll that.
I wish I could be there so you guys could touch this. You guys played an integral role. In this. I think they're calling it the ruse of the century.
You were limping around here.
I'll tell you what.
I'm saying. You're limping.
I'll tell you what. Limping around on those crutches for 3 weeks was excruciating. That was painful because not only did I go and do your show for a few days. I went to the gym on the crutches. I took my daughter down to Manhattan Beach for some ice cream on the crutches. I dropped her off at preschool on the crutches. I went to a nice steak dinner with my wife and Bianca Belair and Montez Ford with crutches. I did it all on crutches, and I'm telling you, it was excruciating. The crutches alone were painful. I thought I was going to get a shoulder injury, a real one.
As someone who sat here and believed in the ruse, who got up and walked your crutches to you when I thought you
walked
were
his crutches to him?
I got up and made
You
sure
made
he
him
didn't
walk his crutches to you?
He didn't make me. I was obligated because the knee was hurt. I felt like his crutches were a distance from him. So after each show, I went and grabbed his crutches.
To all of the folks out there who played a small role, the TJs who handed me the crutches and those who opened doors and held open doors and made the lady who pushed me in the wheelchair at the airport, everybody who played a small role in this wonderful endeavor. Your additions are appreciated. Yes. Thank you. From the world champion, from me to you, thank you. Guys, we did it. This is for the people, not just me. It's for the people.
It's for the people. And no matter how bad I feel, I mean, it can't be anything compared to CM Punk. So I get it. Seth, I get it.
Hey, karma's a B word, man. Karma's a B word. It'll come back to get you.
Now, before you go
I hate
off,
how cool he is.
Before you go up, I hope everyone did notice that. You picked up on that. That was some No Contest Wrestling exclusive video of Seth Rollins hobbling around this studio with the brace and crutches. I held on to this just because I figured I had to get a shot. Because why not, Shay? I had to get that, right?
Yeah.
And now look at it. It shows you how committed this man. First of all, the Jordan 11 lows, black on black, those were fire that he had on. King Troy really set up his outfit there. But and then it came into play. So I know you're upset a little bit, but that's No Contest exclusive, man.
Listen,
that video is going to get picked up everywhere. That's us.
That's what I'm talking about, TJ. That's why you the best tag team partner I could ever ask for. And my hate for him is just nothing but respect. It's nothing but respect because you got me to believe,
got us all, man.
and you got me to hate again. So it's a John Cena and Cody.
John Cena, congratulations to the new World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins.
And congratulations to CM Punk because you won.
And CM Punk, congratulations to you. I can't wait for Raw tonight. We're going to see. Seth told us,
that's what she
and
said.
you can look for the longer clip on our YouTube page. That's what she said. But he said just to watch Raw tonight. Yeah. We're going to get some answers. He didn't give us all the answers, right? But I think they're going to come tonight. So I'm looking forward to make sure you don't miss Raw on Netflix tonight.
Can't wait for Raw tonight. Yeah. But all right.
And anyway, a bigger part.
Yeah.
No Contest Wrestling.
What about
by proxy helped play a part in, what do they call it? The heist of the summer.
Yeah, the ruse.
The ruse of the summer.
Yeah.
The biggest storyline of the summer. We, by proxy, you, because I was there. Yeah. And, you know, me and you, we had a part in that, man. So you got to look at it like that. Put your personal feelings aside and look at this as no contest wrestling business.
Oh, no, it's not personal. It's all for entertainment. But man, you good at getting me to be all for entertainment. Now, by the way, his daughter named Rue, right?
Rue.
That's kind of hard. That's
4 letters, 1 word. Rue.
But
okay.
Now,
also, by the way, real quick. He told Rue that Daddy had to pretend boo-boo and not to tell anybody. You know what she did? She went and told her preschool teacher, Miss Joy. Miss Joy knew. And then Miss Joy knew because Rue told her. And then Rue came back and told her dad that she told Miss Joy.
Oh, okay.
And was basically like,
truth.
Nana boo-boo, Nana boo-boo. Yeah. I told Miss Joy your secret. Now Seth was worried, what if Miss Joy says something?
Right.
What if the Rich Eisen show says something? We ain't breaking the
No, man, we all for the business.
So yeah, check out the full video. It'll be on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page, along with all of our other videos.
So we had the superhero fight of the century, Super Cody versus Super Cena.
Man. But let's talk about how we got to this position, Shay Jackson. Yeah. All of a sudden, Friday comes around. Mm-hmm. John Cena's in the mic.
Yeah.
John Cena was a heel.
Yeah.
15 minutes later.
Sure enough.
John Cena ain't a heel no more.
Bullshit.
What was the point then?
Bro.
What was the point of turning John Cena heel, right? Have him do heelish things for a few months, make us have to watch Raw at like 2 PM because they was all over in Europe. Yeah. Remember how that all started, right? We were trying to watch Raw while we were doing the podcast.
It was kind of fun.
It was kind of fun.
I'm not going to lie.
But then just to have him turn babyface on a random Friday, and it stuck. I was like, oh, yeah, he's just pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. He wasn't.
And, you know, I'll say this about the John Cena heel run because, like I said, through Unreal and a number of other things, we found out that it was a kind of an audible situation called for John to turn and all the things that went into it. I know people like to bag on it. People like to get on that run, and it wasn't all good. I'm not here to make you think that it was. Mm-hmm. But it had some funny moments.
For sure.
Bro, John, when he got at Punk and he flipped the pipe bomb on him, amazing.
Night 1, with that kid in the red T-shirt, remember?
That was hilarious.
That poor little kid.
He's a meme forever.
He was just sitting there like, what?
Yeah, man. And he had some hilarious moments. So, like, I will cherish those.
Yeah.
But we ain't need Travis Scott.
Fiend.
And, you know, I'm not trying to be a hater, but like we probably didn't even need we didn't need there was a number of things that changed that made this thing go the way that it did, but it did have its highlight moments. So I do want to acknowledge those moments.
And he did something that we didn't think he'd ever do, which is turn heel, which should satisfy people. It might not have been the greatest heel run ever, especially where they ended, but people wanted it. You got to see it, and it makes you wonder what happens if it would have occurred earlier in his career. You know?
And also, if he didn't do that, I don't know if he gets 17.
Good point.
I don't know if he gets 17.
He did what he had to do.
Yeah, exactly. And now he's the record holder until some BS that I'm sure everybody will hate happens later on in the future.
But that's going to be like 25 years down the line.
Yeah, man.
For someone to
will 17. We still be doing no contest? I had to think the other day, I'm going to be doing this every week for the rest of my life.
More than likely, because I ain't got nothing else to do on Mondays.
Yeah, like, what am I going to do? Be an actor? Like,
you know what I mean? as long as the Rich Eisen Show, and by the way, I just want to say this. I'm going to break this up real quick.
Do it.
Rich Eisen Show is moving to ESPN platform.
What?
So you will be able to catch No Contest Wrestling on ESPN podcasts. Now you go to the ESPN app,
right?
You hit all podcasts. Not yet in September. There should
September
be
2nd.
A Rich Eisen
I'm
show
not counting.
link there, and eventually we'll be under that link, so you can go ahead and listen and make sure you subscribe, and you can watch No Contest along with all the other Rich Eisen show pods, including Overreaction Monday and everything else. We got the Jim Jackson, everything else we got going on. But
wait, hold on. How about that?
Chris Brockman and I looked yesterday. There is no other wrestling pod on ESPN.
How about that?
We will be the first wrestling pod on the ESPN app.
We the ones. We the ones. And you know what?
Not even 1 year in the game, folks.
I mean, like, I couldn't imagine being a hater like yourself. You know who I'm talking to. Not the ones that love us, but you know who I'm talking to. I hear we got our platforms for the wrong reasons sometimes, TJ.
That was
now just two guys, two fans of wrestling, Yeah. Now all of a sudden you got to call us ESPNCW, baby. And I know that hurt. I know it hurt, but like,
I mean, most people loving it. He's bringing up a point. We for some reason now a bunch of the haters are kind of coming into the comments, and one guy told us that we have our platform for the wrong reasons. And normally I don't get annoyed or affected, but like that comment in particular, kind of for the wrong reasons, because we want to unite wrestling fans. We want to sift through the IWC BS. We want to bring you interviews with talent that you may not have heard or seen of before. We want to help new people like the Nikki Blackhearts get her name out there. We want to get the people like Roxanne Perez who don't always get on podcasts. We want to get them out there in addition to the big stars like CM Punk and Jey Uso. So anyway, I just wanted to say that annoyed me, but I'm gonna dust it off my shoulder and just say. So anyway, that was an aside. We brought up ESPN. Let's get back to night 2.
I'm back in the mouse's house, baby.
John Cena, Cody Rhodes. So now John Cena gets on the mic and he basically says, "Look, I had people on my side who are no longer on my side."
Under the bus. Under the bus.
Fiend.
Sorry,
you do that.
Yeah.
Fiend.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back and forth, but you ain't really. Anyway.
I didn't know, bro.
Yeah, well,
we didn't text before.
Well, if you don't ever answer your phone, that's a fact. You don't.
I be acting, bro. I'm busy.
Listen. So now we get, and I'm wondering, as he's saying this, I'm like, wait a minute. Is this dude really
couldn't believe him
turning babyface right now? And then he says, I didn't want to end wrestling. I didn't want to. I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't forget about me. I was like, what kind of corny shit is this? What are you talking about?
You got 17 world titles. What are you talking about?
And then Cody comes out. She's like, okay, now this is when, all right, Rock or Travis Scott, someone comes out. They're going to bust Cody to the white meat. And Cena's going to be like, psych. And no, they came out, had a beer together, shook hands.
Let John talk for another 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Cody didn't really say anything.
Didn't say nothing.
And then it was like, hold on, Cody, where'd this beer come from?
Well, you saw Cody went and...
Yeah, I've never seen you do the Stone Cold. Give me 2 of them. Where does beer come from?
Stone Cold just would have caught him.
He would have caught him.
Had to go.
By the way, can we talk about that dude who has that arm who would be throwing him beers?
Oh, by the way, he should be in the NFL.
Bro, what are you talking
his completion
about?
percentage
Throwing
is
dots out here, bro.
I'd say 92%.
Yeah, like, are you kidding? But yeah, so he has those beers. Whose beers were those? Was that...
You know whose beers. Stop it. No, I'm not getting into that again, man. I already got people talking about it.
You telling me Cody and John Cena had a moment where they were drinking Hulk Hogan's beer?
Let's move on past that. So Friday night, we're all wondering, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Okay, so Saturday, it's going to go down. Here comes Saturday. Cody gets the entrance, or Sunday.
New mask.
I'm sorry, Sunday.
Yeah, the helmet.
Cody gets the entrance with different lines that his dad, the great American Union Dustin Rhodes, had said, which I didn't really pick up on because it wasn't seem like his voice. It sounded like it was like AI generated or something. But Cody comes out with the mask. Did you notice how the mask was like cracked and it looked like it had been through the mask? If you look back on it, looked like it had been through some stuff. I didn't know if there was any significance to that or not, but he comes on, he does his entrance, and then we get the John Cena.
But I want to say something about Cody's entrance, because when I saw him having the Dusty quotes in the beginning, I said, "Oh, he not losing."
Oh yeah,
like, bro, he about to walk down this ramp crying. Like, you put Dusty on it with all this. Now I remember at WrestleMania 40, freezing my ass off when I seen Cody come out with that mask, I was like, Roman, it's a wrap, bro.
It's a wrap.
And, they gave him the new mask. He came out with the dusty quotes and all that. I was like, yo, Cody might do it. Cody's about to do it right now. Text Chris Van Vliet. You were right. And Cody comes down the ramp. But when he rubbed the ring, when he got to the center of the ring and he looked up and he almost had tears in his eyes, that's when I was like, it's either going to go real good or real bad. But now that I know that the outcome, he knew, like, I'm about to do this for Pops. And when you think about Cody and his dad and, what the city of New York kind of meant for that, with his dad in Madison Square Garden. It wasn't the Garden, but it was still in New York. It was too monumental of a moment and too personal. Cody was going to get this victory. And then John came out. And at first it was the black and white, but then he added a little color, TJ.
Yeah. And, much like episode 2 of Unreal, with about 10 minutes left in the episode, Cena comes out for the Royal Rumble and the crowd shot goes to the two of us.
Yeah.
Singing the John Cena theme song, that your time is now. And we were into it. And a lot of people were texting us before we even saw the episode that we made it.
I mean, we're a hot commodity, TJ.
I guess.
We're a hot commodity.
But listen, so another thing that kind of made me kind of interested on Friday with Cena's promo was, remember he said, we're going to do a street fight. Remember, and essentially he was like, you wanted this. Now, what did that mean? Because I took it two ways. I'm like, all right, he's either telling him, we're going to do a street fight because you wanted it, and that's going to give me a reason to be able to cheat, have some outside interference, or is it because he wanted to set the seed or plant the seeds? Like, oh, you wanted a street fight, and then it turns out Cody turns heel or something.
Yeah,
and that's why he wanted.
Bro, Cody has some glimpses,
right? So it's like you didn't know, which again, something only wrestling can do, man. Because now I'm like, what did that mean?
Yeah,
and so they get into the ring. They're squaring up. Tyrese Halliburton there, Indiana Pacers guard. Of course, he's recovering from Achilles surgery.
I don't know who to believe is hurt. Anytime I see crutches now, I'm just like, we're
pretty sure Halliburton wouldn't have given up an NBA title. So I'm pretty sure that injury is
everything's
legit.
wrestling, TJ.
But Cena takes Tyrese Halliburton's crutches, hits Cody with them. They were going at it, man.
Yeah, they were going at it. There was a lot of moments. Cody hitting the pile driver, and the crowd chanting, "You can't do that."
But even more so, how about Cena taking the ring steps that he threw into the ring and then just chucking them at Cody and hitting him with it?
I was like, for sure, Cody's going to just duck or like get out of the way. No, he took it.
He took it.
They were going at it so... There were so many times where you were like, all right, this is the finish. All right, this is the finish. I'm talking like, I lost count of how many attitude adjustments there were. Lost count of how many crossroads there were.
Multiples.
And Cody taking the rope, taking the rope apart.
Now you're thinking, all right, this is it. Like Cody's straight uphill. The crowd's going to turn on him.
Anakin Skywalker.
And then he had that feeling, those moments. He hit him,
right?
But
he was like, it's not right.
He didn't want to do it.
It's not right.
It was written, like the Rude Boys, it was written all over his face. Yeah. He didn't have to say a word.
Get up. Stop getting up, John.
And he did. Yeah, he didn't want to do it. But when John had said, you wanted this, that could also mean you want this belt.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to do everything in your power to take this from me.
Yeah.
And so Cody, turned into Randy Orton. He had voices in his head. You could see, and it was visual. This was tearing him apart. But he wanted this. So he had to do what he had to do.
And there were so many moments, there were so many heel moments that Cody was doing, the standing over John while he's trying to get up. You thinking like maybe he's gonna, stomp him in the head or anything like that. Cody sitting in the corner. There was a point where he backed up into the turnbuckle, and I thought he was gonna hit a Randy Orton punt. And it was those flashes where you're like, man, is he about to finally go Homelander? And no, it was just, this is what I have to do to put this guy down. And when the crowd, there was a point where Cody hit the triple crossroads, and that's usually the sign of like it's over. And John kicked out. When the crowd started chanting Super Cena, I almost threw up, TJ. I started having the flashbacks of that I had as a child. of Super Cena.
Because you weren't unlike your brother, Sharif, you
Sharif,
weren't a C.
member of the C Nation.
Yeah, you were not.
Not me.
Okay.
Kiss my ass. I was not down with it. And so I was like, yeah, there's no way he gets past this because, on here on the No Contest Wrestling Podcast, I told you that Chris Van Vliet gave me some Kool-Aid that I took a sip out of, and I believed him when he said he thinks that Cody's going to win it. And I said the only way that John's going to win is if we hear "Hiff." And so I was hoping that it didn't go through, and they continue to battle on.
Yeah, remember the attitude adjustment through the Spanish announce table.
Yeah.
Like that.
By the way, the cleanest attitude adjustment through that table. He landed on his feet the whole 9. Very smooth. Kept Cody safe. Whole 9.
Yeah. And then, John spiked him in the head with a microphone at one point.
Which is hilarious to hear through the arena, I'm sure.
Kenta Kobashi shot out with the guillotine leg drop from the top rope. Yeah. That was smooth, too.
Smooth. And I thought that was it. Attitude adjustment,
I thought that was it.
It was over. No.
Because he hit that so
not
nice.
Super Cody.
Oh, man. Cody won't stay down, bro. Yeah. He won't stay down, and then, the Slim Jim table gets pulled out.
As they always should.
As they always should.
Was trying to snap into his table.
At one point, who threw the drink? Was Cody threw a drink in Cena's face? Yeah. They fought through the crowd,
right. And then they go under the stage.
Yes. And you're like, oh, what's going to happen? And that's when you knew for 1,000% fact that once they went under that stage, you were going to throw Cody out. Or you were going to hear Fiend.
No, hell no. They mad at him.
The smoke starts to come from the stage. And by the way, the both nights you saw that little square right there in the middle of the stage. So you knew something was there. That was Cody's elevator. All of a sudden, smoke starts to come out and the elevator starts to rise and the light's bright, so you can't really see it first. And it's Cena with Cody on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he holds him up. And Cena gives Cody an AA, which I'm telling you was so disrespectful. Yeah. He tossed that man just like trash.
Yeah.
Like if he had hit every AA, like my problem with the AA over all these years was like it's a fireman's carry. How's it putting people out?
Yeah.
If he had used the viciousness and the velocity on everybody the way he just shut.
Yeah. Like a heavy bag of trash.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
So he put him down and you're thinking, okay, this is it. Cause you can't get up from that type of attitude.
But I love the part where like John goes to drag Cody and you can see him thinking like, man, that's going to hurt if I drag him all that way. Then he's like, damn, I'm really have to carry this dude all the way to the ring. And we know John's one of the strongest to ever be in the square circle.
Humans ever.
But boy, he has some grimace on that face walking Cody all the way down to that ring. A little winded. Well,
he's been putting in work.
Hell yeah.
That was his most
peacemaker, bro.
I would say that was the most action he's had in the match he went
all out for it.
Yeah.
The Slim Jim table in the middle of the ring hits the Cody cutter, a rough looking Cody cutter, but it made it look like it would really like put you down. And then man, Cody ends up getting the victory. It was I'm sure Dave Meltzer gives it a 2.5 stars, but I thought it was a 5-star match. I loved it.
It was an incredible match. Maybe a little too many. I'm kind of a lot of kickouts. But like look, it's John Cena's last SummerSlam, right?
Go for it.
This is it. You're not going to see Cena. And unlike a lot of people come back, I believe. To quote Morgan Freeman on the Rich Eisen show, I believe him. Okay, I believe he ain't coming back. Okay, so fella, if you got that, you can pop that in at any moment. But
I believed him.
So this is it. So he went out.
Yeah,
he went out. He went into his bag. A few moves you hadn't seen. He and Cody just bravo, man. I can't say enough about it.
It was beautiful. It reminded me of Rock Hogan. It reminded me of Rock versus Hogan.
Okay, I can
how that felt, because you remember that Toronto crowd was all behind Hogan.
Yeah. And
then it was like 50-50 for Rock, but then by the end of it, everybody was cheering Rock.
Yeah.
And them raising each other's arms. It felt like that moment that I felt as a kid watching Rock Hogan. And we haven't had really another moment like that since. We were waiting for Rock versus Roman for so long, but it just never happened.
Is it going to happen at this point? You got
but like
Rock
it
at
would
54.
It would have how Rock Hogan happened. The Roman Rock thing, I felt like would have been the same thing, but probably, that passing of the torch match never happened. So this right here, this Cody Cena, that was the old guard to the new guard, it happened here. It was beautiful. It was great. Cody,
much like when Rock, after that second WrestleMania, Cena wins the match. They go up the ramp, and Rock gives him the
Roman never got to have that passing of the torch.
I will disagree with you in a sense, because if you remember, at one point, Undertaker and Roman in the ring together years ago. You remember this? And Undertaker looked at Roman, and you could tell Roman got emotional. It was written on his face. Taps him on the shoulder. He goes, "This is your yard now." You remember that? Like, to me, that was the old guard passing of the torch. Even though it wasn't Cena or Rock, it was Taker. And he told Roman, "This is your yard." And you could see on Roman's face, like he almost melted.
Right.
You know, so I feel like he did kind of get that passing of the torch moment from Taker.
I just feel like, I mean, with the Taker, but they still hated Roman. Like Rock beating Hogan, they hated Rock during the match. By the end of the match, they loved him. Cody versus Cena, Cody was getting booed, bro.
Yeah.
And then by the
fans,
end,
man,
they loved him because it just felt like it happened. I feel like Roman at that time when
he was still fighting an upward battle.
Yeah, exactly. And until, he gave him something to boo.
Yeah.
Now they love him.
Yeah.
Now they love him.
You want to boo me? All right.
Yeah.
And Shay, that's always been my feeling when fans want a wrestler, a babyface who's been dominant, when they clamor for him to go heel, much like Cena. My point is always this: if you're mad that this person's always winning and they don't cheat, then what do you think is going to happen if all of a sudden they decide, I'm going to cheat?
Yeah.
You think all of a sudden they're going to start losing? No. You see what happened. Took Roman Reigns on a 4-year epic journey because you wanted him to turn heel so bad, and then you got what you wanted, and a lot of you got mad. But you asked for it.
Yeah, you asked for it.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going to go heel, but you asked for it. And you see what happened. Yeah. And then all of a sudden people start complaining. Oh, he's getting interference from Jey Uso. He's getting well, yeah, because he's a heel, and that's what heels do, and that's what you wanted, so shut your mouth.
Right.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey, by the way, acknowledge him.
Goddamn right.
But yeah, so the great passing of the torch moment, they got to embrace. Cody gives John the floor, as he should. He walks away and knew. And it's love, man. It's love. And it all seems fine and dandy, and everything's coming up roses. And then, like we said at the beginning of this pod almost an hour ago, that guitar riff, that music, boom, 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 boom. And I don't care what, and look, we understand, right? There is some type of litigation going on. We understand there is a lawsuit. Neither one of us are lawyers. This is not the law offices of NCW, Jackson and Jefferson. So I don't really want to comment too much on things that I'm not an expert on when it comes to this case, as you don't either. We understand people are going to be in their feelings about Brock Lesnar. You're
absolutely within your right.
Either way, it's your right. We're not here to
talk about the cards.
Say
and the
someone's
shows.
right or someone's wrong. It's just that this is Brock Lesnar, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we're our show is all about talking about what we see on a television show. And right now, what I see is Brock Lesnar, and I'm supposed to talk about, as a fan, what I think that means for
it means
the television
terror.
show.
It means terror.
Yeah, especially for your boy Seth Rollins, walking around with Paul Heyman. You don't think Paul Heyman is a little nervous? Is a little like, whoa, hold on, wait, Roman and Brock are back?
First of all, clearly Seth ain't Brock's object right now. He's not who he's looking at. He's looking at John Cena.
Let me tell you, bro, there is a pit bull loose in the school. All right, there is a bull in the China shop. But you also realize
Seth Rollins is one of the few people who can say he's got a winning record against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and that pisses Brock Lesnar off.
That's fine, though. That's fine. It's all right. Look, look, I ain't got
burn it down.
Listen,
I'll burn this whole shit down.
The point of the matter is, now we're getting Lesnar and Cena. Two guys who came up.
And you better hope he leave after that.
Oh, well, then that's a whole nother situation.
Yeah.
But now you're going to get that. Apparently, this is what Cena wanted. He wanted to kind of have his wish list of people he wanted to have, I guess, one last run with. So why not a guy who, they basically came up together through, OVW, which, by the way, I did a top 5 once on the Rich Eisen show, and I ranked the greatest draft classes in sports. The OVW class of, I think it was 2002, was number 4, because you have Brock Lesnar, you have John Cena, you have Randy Orton, you have Dave Bautista, and you have Shelton Benjamin.
Nasty.
That is...
It's disgusting.
That's really hard. The only other class I could say, there was a class, I think, of 97, 96, that was Rock, Edge, Kurt Angle. I think they all kind of were training together, but that OVW class was amazing. And now you're going to get, and John Cena, I guess he may have not wanted to have this type of meal on his plate, I guess is what I'm saying, because Brock Lesnar comes with a whole nother set of problems, bro. You're going to go to bed
and that's
very
what makes,
sore.
That's what makes the face turn make sense now, because,
necessary.
I get it from that perspective. But yeah, with this Cena run, a lot of people have always either hit me or asked me what did me and Triple H talk about at Fanatics Fest. And I never wanted
I was
to,
there too.
Yeah, I know. But like, I was talking to him.
Oh, I didn't speak to him?
No, not what we was talking about.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, why you do this?
I'm just saying, because you make it seem I wasn't there.
I know. No one made it seem like you weren't there.
You know what I'm saying?
I just said people asked me what I talked to Triple H about. That does not say that TJ wasn't there.
I tell you what my problem is. My problem is he calls this dude Paul like they're friends, all right? And it annoys me. And he knows that. So that's why I said that. It annoys me. You don't know him like that.
What you want me to call him?
Call
Hunter?
him Trips. Yes.
Trips? You want me to call him Try? Remember they tried to get that off? Tell him Try.
Well, remember I told you I called Undertaker Mark, and I apologized immediately because I knew I shouldn't have called. You shouldn't be calling the man Paul. Is all I'm saying.
The man go by Paul Levesque. All right, I didn't know he was that French. His name is Paul Levesque, Chef Levesque, Chief Levesque. All right. Now, when I was talking to Paul Triple H, Hunter Hearst, Helmsley Levesque, me and him spoke about the Cena run, and he said, "Dude, John." I never wanted to talk about it because I didn't know like if I could talk about it, and like we're not that type of podcast where like we're not gotcha journalists or anything like that. So any information you talk to us about is just between us. And he said, John has had the keys. John, whatever John wants to do, he's given the business so much that however that guy wants to go out, you let him do it.
He's earned that, right?
He's earned it. Yeah. So this is another situation where John said, that's who you want to go against. And John tells you got to figure out how to do it. And they got it done. And just in WWE fashion, they control the internet. They control the weekend. And we're going to be talking about this for a long time. We as a podcast have so much content now.
Yeah.
So much content now. Can't wait for Raw. By the way, quick little side note. I want to say a happy birthday to my baby girl, Jordan.
Yeah.
I love you. You 8 years old. That means it's my 8th anniversary of being a parent. I'm happy and I love you forever. And I can't wait to take you to Disneyland. Anyway, as I was saying.
Let me ask you, would it technically be your 9th?
No.
Because she got born, right?
Yeah.
And then, so that would be 1. And then she turned 1. So that'd be 2. I've had this.
Bleep this. Why the does everything have to be an argument with you?
It's not an argument. It's a legitimate question.
I can't just tell my daughter happy birthday without it being some fucking discourse. My God.
It's a legitimate question about age. It might be your 9th is all I'm saying.
Happy birthday, Jordan.
Happy birthday, Jordan.
Anyway, man.
You take things a little too personal.
Because I'm sick of this shit.
I know you're hurt. I get it. And I know you're hurt because you called me Sunday. You called me on the phone. I thought you were drinking when you called me.
Man, no.
Listen, you guys,
on a stupid ass diet. I can't have no liquor.
My man, I was like, should I drive over to where you're at right now? Because I didn't know.
In Houston.
That was the problem. I couldn't. he was not in a good mind place. You were not happy. So I had to try to calm you down a little bit on the phone. Said, it'll be all right.
I'm fine.
And plus, you guys don't know, his phone broke. He got to Houston. He didn't have a phone. He was tripping about that.
Yeah, man, it sucks. So. I went to work out with no music, just like a murderer. It's terrible. You just hear yourself breathe. That shit is whack.
And I know this because you had just got done working out, I think, when I talked to you, because you were still breathing a little hard. I was like, oh, my man just got done.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to get my R&B body. I'm trying to thirst trap.
We need that DO3 to come soon.
Absolutely, bro.
But I'm just saying about the age thing. That's something that I've been talking about for years. Is that number one? We talk about that later.
Yeah. But so those are our two main events. We kind of, we were probably an hour in or some.
Yeah, so we'll just run down real quick. Down the cards, you had Tiffany versus Jade for the WWE Women's Champion. A little quick, 7 minutes.
Yeah,
not really sure. Jade was built as this unbeatable monster in her previous place, AEW. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. She gets the win over Naomi. She gets the win over Asuka.
Yeah, well,
and you know how I feel about it. Anytime Asuka loses. Yeah. And then to have a 7-minute match for the women's championship as the queen of the ring, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It didn't feel great, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes.
Then you had the celebrity Randy Orton Jelly Roll match, the celebrity match against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. I told you last week how I'm not so sure about celebrities and wrestling. I like the way they did this. They didn't put Jelly Roll over, which would have probably annoyed me because you shouldn't have a celebrity go over a performer who's a wrestler. You know what I mean? It just, to me, it looks bad.
Okay.
So Jelly did his thing, took some spots, took the splash from Logan onto the table.
Yeah.
He did it. I think he handled himself well, and he
man, my man, when he got his hype up moment, he had spit flying and all that. That right there, all of us dream of having that.
Right? And that's a thing.
All of us dream of having that, man.
We all dream of it.
He did his thing.
And then he lost, which he should.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was like, all right, I like the way the match was.
He should get much respect. Yeah. He should get much respect, the work that he put in. But yeah, he got to look up at the lights, which as a wrestling fan, we know what winning and losing really is.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm glad he could have that moment. And much respect to Jelly Bro. He killed it.
No doubt. And then we also had.
Because he didn't have to do that.
No. But look at what Jelly Roll did. He's lost almost 200 pounds. He's moved to Orlando. He's been in the performance center.
He got jumped on by Logan Paul.
Yeah. Broke his pinky apparently day one of training.
Whew.
Tripp said he just taped it up and kept going. So want to give him a props, even more so than anything else, just for that incredible weight loss journey, just taking control of his health. You can tell from the first time I saw Jelly Roll to now, he looks like two completely different human beings. So shout out to him, man, for like you said, kind of living a dream. All wrestling fans would love to do that at some point. Obviously, not everyone gets that opportunity. He did, and I think he handled himself, and he did very well for himself.
Had a spot.
Then we had the women's tag team championship match.
We called it.
The Judgment Day, the Hard R's, Roxanne and Raquel.
Hold on, dog. Hold on, bro. The what? What? The hard R's?
Well, they don't have it.
We're not going to get this over, bro.
They don't technically have a name yet. And
the hard
Raquel
R's is
and Roxanne.
Crazy.
And, they're hard bodies, so like the hard R's. I mean? So they took on Alexa and Charlotte. And, we were all waiting for that moment, right? When inevitably Alexa and Charlotte, who aren't friends, we were waiting for that partnership to implode or explode, how you want to look at it. And it did. Alexa, she's known for that powerful right hand at 5 Feet of Fury. Bam, she blasts Charlotte. Charlotte did a great job selling. She goes down and you're thinking, okay, this is it. This is when these two just implode.
This is
tremendous camera shot of Alexa having Roxanne into the sister Abigail. You see Charlotte in the background. She's got that pissed off look on her face. And you're like, oh, crap. Here she comes. Beautiful camera shot. She comes, boots Raquel, knocks her down. Alexa hits the sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. New women's tag team champions. We're Judgment Day fans here. We're definitely Roxanne fans. But you could kind of see the writing on the wall that this was going to happen, that Charlotte and Alexa were.
And I love what they're doing with that because it ain't all good. It ain't all good. Like, it's not, we're not buddy.
Charlotte kind of was like, you hit me.
Yeah.
And Alexa just goes,
like, And so that's good TV. We're gonna have to always keep an eye on our women's tag team champions, and by being the women's tag team champions, that means they go to every show. So it should be interesting to see. They're two veterans. It should be fun. It should be fun. I'm happy for them, and we called it on this show that we both felt like. I'm sorry, Roxanne, but like we definitely did say that Charlotte and Alexa might win, but. What my creative liberty was about Raquel going on to get her own singles title.
And who knows? Maybe
it might come to fruition.
A little funny thing from the end too. After Charlotte and Alexa get the belts and they're still kind of yapping at each other. Do you see Charlotte reached out and snatched her ponytail like real hard, then pulled her in for a hug? And then Alexa slaps her. It's
going to be so many funny moments like that.
Yeah, this is going to be comedy gold. And more importantly, because you and I are huge Charlotte Flair fans, and we get some of that unnecessary hate off of Charlotte that wasn't deserved. And now the cheers are coming, which I love because,
she deserves it.
She deserves it. What else we had? Sammy defeated Karrion Kross. No need to spend a lot of time. It kind of makes you wonder, even though the crowd's chanting for Karrion Kross, it's reported that he doesn't have a contract. Sammy goes over clean. Kind of wonder what that has in store for Karrion Kross and Scarlett. And, then we had the Tribal Chief and Jey Uso taking on the Brawns. And that was a great match to set the tone, right? Yeah. That's the match. When was the last time the Tribal Chief opened up a PLE, first of all? It's been a minute, right?
Listen, if he ain't the man, let me get on this plane.
You got to be, exactly. And then, what you had with the Brawns. You have Breaker and you have
Reed.
Bronson Reed, who is now going by the Tribal Thief because he stole Roman's J's. That
by stealing the Shula Fala.
Thief and the Shula Fala. Like, that's amazing. He took the man's shoes, Shay. That's so disrespectful. Shoes. He was like Ezel. He was like Ezel after this dude Craig Jones knocked out Debo in this one movie called Friday. You know what I'm saying? He goes, let me get these, you Bigfoot motherfucker. Like, he snatched his shoes.
Bro.
And if I would Bronson Reed, I'm either bronzing those shoes or I'm doing something with them, but I'm never giving them joints back.
It's hilarious. I tweeted out, I was like, my Tribal Chief and his cousin just got robbed in Detroit.
Right? Like,
don't talk to me, man.
Again, you guys think I'm picking on, like, my man needed to be talked down. There was a lot he was dealing with. He was dealing with Roman's getting his shoes stolen. He was dealing with Punk losing.
My phone was broke.
Your phone was broke. So
up is down, left is black.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was picking that. I was poking him a little bit, but that's because I knew my man was going through it.
Yeah.
But I don't want nobody else messing with you.
Thank you, man.
Because you know what happens if someone else does.
Bro, take it easy, bro.
Take out the kendo stick. I can't have
He's got a stick.
He's got a stick. So Roman and Jay, I've never seen this from those two before. They clear the ring earlier in the match, and then we get the...
Oh, you want to... Like, are they yeeting in the middle of the match? The bell rang.
I saw a dude make a video on TikTok who was, you would have thought that somebody broke into his house and stole his dog. He was that mad about that one instance in that match. I was like, bro, chill.
Yeah, bro, relax. It's entertainment, y'all. It's entertainment at the end of the day. Are you not entertained?
So they hit the 1D, they get the win.
Yeah, they get the dub.
And Roman had some dope white boots on too.
Yeah, bro. He had them Billie Jeans on. He had on the Michael Jackson shoes or something.
I got to say this: Jay's entrance, right? I just got to, because I've asked entertainers.
It took him forever.
I asked wrestlers and musicians and maybe just those two because they're really the ones who really a live crowd. You can really get this. Not so much an athlete.
Yeah.
But a musician or a wrestler, like what that must feel like for Jay, who was stuck. I don't want to say stuck because he was one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Yeah.
But you were looked at as simply a tag team wrestler for years. And then one thing happens that never happened is Jimmy getting hurt. Jimmy was known for being an Iron Man for years. If you remember, he never got hurt. Then he gets hurt. And it's time for Jay to step up. And not only did he step up, he stepped out.
Yeah, oh my God.
And now you're talking about this dude. When you watch this entrance, man, it's just like, what does that feel like?
Right. And every crowd is dying to be there for one of those.
And do that, man. And just give a shout.
No matter how offbeat they are.
That's true. Some of them are. But just I want to give a shout out to Jay, man, because that's got to be, honest to God, that's got to be the most incredible feeling in the world, just to have that, an arena, a stadium filled of people.
And it's all because of 4 letters.
One word.
Yeah.
But yeah, so shout out to that. And then, now day 2 comes, and now we're still reeling because everybody is talking about the cash-in and everything from night 1. So then we go to night 2.
Did it start early? It felt
they both started at 3 o'clock, which
it
6 o'clock there.
I'm in Texas.
You were in Texas, so what, 4 or
5?
5
it was 5 for me, so that's why when I got home, I was like, "Dang, it's already on."
Yeah. So, we have a Intercontinental Championship match. Our guy, Dirty Dom. That's our dude.
Dirty.
Shout out to AJ Styles, man, for recreating, because it was the anniversary of Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, custody of Dominic. That was a SummerSlam thing. So shout out to AJ for coming out with the Eddie Guerrero inspired tights.
And
the
the
lowrider. And his son was with him with platinum blonde hair, the same hair that Dom had when he was a kid. The attention to detail of that was really amazing, man.
I will say that shirt, I know y'all made that in the back. All right. That little ass font. I can see the little outline of it. Yep. I know a mall tee when I see
Styles
one.
Heat? Is that what it said?
That's what I think it said. The font was too small.
But yeah, just those little things, man.
The tights.
The fact that his son was in the car with him, the blonde hair, and I saw that. I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty dope. This is pretty dope, man. And, of course, Dominic, man, just growing as a performer, man.
That is Dominic Mysterio. Yeah. I am so grateful. I am so grateful that I am watching wrestling where I have Roman Reigns, Cody 2.0, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, and Dominic Mysterio. My goodness, the IQ is on 9,000. The way that he pulled off the victory is how he should be for the rest of his career. You want to play off this Eddie thing?
Yep.
That's how you do it.
But the thing is, AJ, he fakes no jacks. He's got chipped the game. He's like BoJack Baby. He's hip to the game. He saw what was going on. So he's like, oh, bet. I'm going to put the chair over my head.
Yeah, that was solid.
You saw
the leg shake?
And now the ref's like, well, wait a minute. Both of them were knocked out by the chair.
Start arguing. Entertainment, folks.
It truly was.
And then Dom taking the zipper down.
The zipper because
IQ on 9,000.
As a nod to Eddie in his WrestleMania 21 match. Was it 21 against Kurt Angle?
Is that the one in LA?
Well, the one where he unzips his boot?
Yeah, I don't know if that was in LA.
Or was that 20? It was 20.
Yeah, it had to be 20. Yeah.
That was 20. Eddie's wrestling Kurt Angle. He knows Kurt's going to go for the angle lock at some point. So what's Eddie does? Ref's not looking. He undoes his boot a little bit. So when Kurt grabs the move, he can pull his foot out. Same thing with Dom. Dom knew AJ was going to try to calf crusher again on him because he did it earlier in the match. So he unzips his boot. Boot comes off. Genius move.
Genius.
Just
greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
Shout out to just Eddie Guerrero on that whole match, man.
Shout out Eddie.
Latino heat.
Bro, greatest Mysterio of all time.
Man.
No contest.
Tour ever.
No contest wrestling Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can the man do? Everything.
Pulls all the baddies. The Riz is off the
charts.
Like, come on,
Dom.
Dirty Dom.
Stop it, bro.
Dirty.
Listen, Dominic Mysterio could borrow my car if he wanted to. All right, he got to play it at the house. Shout out to Dirty Dom.
I was about to say, do you always take Ubers? Do you have?
Yeah. Got a Range Rover.
I bet.
Dominic Mysterio can have
it. United States Championship match in the cage. We saw Solo defend against Jacob. This one, it was whatever. I think they could have a better match.
Yeah, obviously, it made me feel like somebody ran too long and they had to cut it short.
That could have been it too.
Yeah.
But obviously Solo had the numbers game. He had Tonga. He had JC Mateo.
And we know this. Jimmy, hold on. Let me get the camera. Jimmy, what the hell was the plan?
Right?
You didn't come out with a weapon.
There's 4 of them.
You ain't come out it's 4 of them, baby. You about to get jumped. All right. You just thought, you know what? I'm going to sneak up behind him. That'll show him. That's all you had?
Nah, come on.
What the hell we doing, Jimmy?
Big Jim,
shout out to Jim. He worried about Naomi. I can't blame him.
Well, because Naomi's probably keeping that man up all night.
Listen,
if you be reading her tweets,
I know
she be telling Big Jim to meet her in the elevator.
Big Jim, proceed with caution.
She be telling Big Jim to meet her by the elevators and by the trash can. Like,
your ass better be there.
Yeah, Naomi's wild.
She on one.
Yeah, but it was what it was. Yeah. Solo gets the win. Jimmy locks JC and Tongaloa in the cage with Jacob.
Yeah, I was like, you locked them in there with two people.
Yeah, but
it was like, it's Jacob.
Jacob, yeah. And then he, the moonsault off the top of the cage.
Which felt like it should have been during the match.
Right. But just a
so
great
that's
moment.
why I felt like it was cut short.
You could be right about that.
Yeah.
Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Becky retains over Bird Lady Lyra.
Yeah.
I don't think the crowd did this match a service.
Hell no, they did.
I don't know whether it was because the match before, maybe they were out of it, but the crowd didn't seem to be into this match as much as they should be. And this was a pretty decent match, I thought, bro.
But the thing is, when you're and you've been to a lot of these, when they get out of the ring while you're at a stadium or at an arena, it's hard to
really see
what's going on.
But that's when they got the big monitors.
I don't know what MetLife's Tron looks like. When you're at an outdoor stadium, there is no major thing. Everybody has to turn their head and find one of those ones on the wall. Like in Philadelphia, when you do it at what's Jerry World? Well, like Jerry World got a big ass screen for everybody.
The biggest
to look
screen
at.
out there,
for everybody to look at. SoFi has the ring for everybody to look at. I don't know MetLife situation, but if it's just like one little TV that everybody has to turn their head and look at, it's hard to
Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a monitor above the ring.
I can't remember, but so when they go outside of the ring in these stadium PLEs, it's hard to really follow. Now, I do want to credit Lyra because we saw the zip tie.
Yeah.
Come out. She handled it quick.
Really quick. And she handled it so quick to the point I literally said to myself,
I had to rewind.
Wait, I did rewind because I said, did I see her hand?
I know I saw it.
I was like, nah, I didn't see that. Because why? Because the fact of the matter is the hand was supposed to.
I'll be smoking. I didn't see that.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay. So Lyra did a great job, kind of refixing the zip tie and going through everything she had to go through. Look, how many of these kendo sticks were broken in that? Becky wore her out with the kendo stick, broke like two. I ain't trying to. Don Bowie claims this don't hurt. I ain't trying to get hit with a kendo stick.
Don't forget, folks. Don't forget. Don Bowie.
Yeah.
He a wild boy.
He's a wild boy. He claims a kendo stick don't hurt. Let Becky Lynch in with it. He might think differently.
No, I don't know. It might hulk him up.
Lyra just, like I said, she's definitely won me over. I don't know. I think you're a Lyra fan.
Yeah.
And again,
Lyra yoked.
When Becky came back, we said that she was going to elevate Lyra and make her a star. And that's what Becky has been doing. Even in defeat, Lyra's coming off great. So, the kendo sticks, the crowbar, the zip ties, the box of tools, all of that.
She hit Becky with that leg drop
before we get to that, though, the crowbar.
Yeah.
Now Becky's about to hit her with a crowbar. And then all of a sudden, out of the crowd comes BBL.
Yam God.
BBL, Bailey.
Yam God.
By the way, that is God-given, Bailey, is what.
Yam God.
is what that is. Look, red leather hasn't. Eddie Murphy wore red leather in Delirious. Right?
I was delirious as hell.
I don't think red leather's been that prominent since until Bailey came out.
Not since Michael Jackson's Thriller, not since Eddie Murphy's Delirious.
So Bailey comes out. Becky tries to, I guess, get on Bailey's side. Be like, look.
Right. Hey, get her.
Get her.
Get her. Four horsewomen, baby.
Bailey ain't going to do that.
No.
So
I thought for a second.
And then so Bailey and Becky get into it. Becky tosses Bailey to the side, and she's kind of getting up on a table, and then out of nowhere, the drop from the heavens. Caw-caw!
Yeah, bird person.
Birdman.
Comes out and drops a leg drop where I was like, ooh. Oh, Becky.
Damn, that was just...
Becky a little dizzy. She was a little dizzy after that one. And, I don't know what... And then the match goes on.
The match goes on. Bailey wants to get her comeback. She has a chain. She goes to punch Becky. Becky ducks. She knocks out Lyra. Becky gets the pin.
Becky gets the dub. And, there's a stipulation that Lyra can't challenge for the Intercontinental title
as long as Becky is the champion.
As long as Becky's the champion. All right. But, yeah, man, Yam God, it's not your fault. God bless the Yam God.
Man, shout out to Bailey. That's all we're going to say.
We love you.
She knows that. She knows that. The men's tag team championship, tables, ladders, and chairs.
This was such controlled
chaos. First of all, I got to say this.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
We had the Wyatt Six, so we never even got the chance to really talk about being the Street Profits. Yeah, for those belts, the Street Profits were in the match. Fraxium, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, and Andrade and Ray
let's just get the whole division out here. Let's get the whole division out in one match.
That's what they did.
Yeah,
because they've been building up. Remember, for weeks, the entire division was kind of like afraid of the Wyatts, and so they were all kind of trying to band together, or maybe throw one, feed one to the Wyatt Six to kind of. They put all the teams out there, bro, and these guys did their thing. Yeah. Hell of a match, bro.
Crazy match. The amount of cleanup that the crew probably had to do after that bell
unbelievable,
rang.
Man.
Crazy spots. Montez Ford, athletic as athletic can be. You had some things that we're used to seeing in a TLC match, some things that we haven't seen before. My man Tommaso Ciampa with his best Tom Holland impression and going full Spider-Man onto the whatever the hell you call it that holds the belts. That was crazy.
Crazy.
I thought they were about to get the edge spear off.
Well, that's what Nathan Frazier was setting up to do. Yeah. To do that spear that Edge hit Jeff Hardy with, who, by the way, the Hardy's boys and the Dudley boys in attendance watching this match.
I wonder why Edge and Christian weren't there.
Well, I think they're busy at their other job, probably.
Who knows?
But yeah, man, so many, like Axiom and Angelo Dawkins doing the Spanish fly off the top rope, out of the ring, onto the table was insane.
Insane.
Candice LeRae, who I've said on this podcast, episode goes. I was like, Candice LeRae, if you don't know, she wrestled men back in the Indies. Yeah. She did stuff like this. Her to take that bump off the ladder. Shay, that bump was so bad. I'm in my apartment watching, and I went, Candice, no! I literally screamed, Candice, no, because
she don't do it.
So ill.
And like we've seen ladders bend. Mm-hmm. That ladder exploded, bro. Exploded. Her poor little body exploded that ladder, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a pay raise. Yeah.
Sunset flip power bombs.
That's a bonus.
These everyone in this match. Johnny,
check it. Go get.
Well, Johnny looked, but then he's like, but the reason you fell was for us to get that. So let me go get this.
Come on, baby. I got to keep the lights on, baby.
So in the end, though, the Wyatt Six, they use the numbers advantage, which they should, because there are 5 of them.
Right.
Or is there 6 of them? I know
there's 5 of them.
There's 5,
because that bothers me.
Yeah. Well, I think eventually Alexa's going to have to come.
That's what they say. I'm starting to just feel like it's Bray's spirit is the 6th.
And look, I'm okay with that too. And I feel that's the thing because people love Bray so much. I know I did. You and I have never really talked about Bray Wyatt. I'm assuming you're a fan.
Oh my God. Yeah. I remember where I was the day I found out.
Yeah, man. So to have like just the spirit of Bray live on. My only gripe about this, right, is the 2 members who were most, I guess, naturally attached to Bray were Rowan and Uncle Howdy. Eric Rowan, Bo Dallas, as his brother and as someone who was actually in the Wyatt family. So I think it kind of bugs me a little bit that those 2 aren't actually wrestling, getting in the action.
Yeah.
Shout out to the other 2, who Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis.
By the way, Dexter Lumis, I just knew, like, the dude screamed star to me, like singles star. Yeah. I'm just glad to see him get work, but continue with
you. So it's like that. I think that's just my only gripe. I'd love to see Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, and I'd love to see Eric Rowan because they physically were the ones closest to Bray Wyatt. Yeah. And so I like to see them get a little action, but can't complain what they're doing. It's working.
Can't complain.
The fans
probably
are behind
will.
them. Yeah, everyone's going.
But they always got the numbers game. The only thing that can beat them logically is another stable. Like a tag team will not do it because there's 5 of them.
And my other thing is, why aren't they using the free bird rule for these belts? Why can't we see the other members? Much like the New Day. Why can't we see the other members defend these belts?
Just keep doing. Yeah,
They haven't brought that up yet, but maybe at some point, you want to get the other 2 in there. So
I'll text Paul.
Yeah. And lastly, never lastly, we just got to touch on the Women's World Championship triple threat match. Naomi retains against Rhea and Io. Naomi had her dad play her down to the ring. First of all, you just got done wishing little Jordan happy birthday, Jordan, whether it's his 8th Father's Day or his 9th day. We don't know yet, but happy birthday to Jordan. So you got to know what it's like, man, to have your daughter as the women's
world champion,
WWE world champion.
Yeah.
And you get to play her to the ring. He's, great musician. We kind of touched on it a little bit when we spoke to Naomi. That had to be.
Yeah. Walked her all the way down the ramp.
That had to be an incredible moment for that family. That was beautiful. And then you have, Rhea, Io, 2 of the best wrestlers in the world. And they put on a great show to kick off night 2, of course.
They even did the thing together.
I hate that everyone calls it the emote, but
hey, you got to emote, bro.
It is what it is.
Yeah, bro. You didn't play Fortnite?
No,
play Fortnite, bro.
No, I'm not in the.
Play Fortnite.
Like
By the way, that should definitely be an emote in Fortnite. Sorry, I'm just thinking about video games.
Well, I mean, that's your thing, so I'll let you know. But yeah,
they start calling them Rio.
I know. I kind of like that.
I kind of like that. That'd be a good time.
Kind of Naomi shows she does her homework. The same spot from WrestleMania where Io tried to do the moonsault onto Bianca in Rhea. Naomi was in that spot. She saw it, moved, let Io hit Rio with it.
Got it done.
Also, just, the classic heel move. Rhea hits Io with the riptide, goes for the pin. Naomi comes in.
Get out of there.
Clutches the tights, gets the 3, remains champion.
And we here on No Contest Wrestling Podcast, we predicted this because we know that Rhea and Io will have to battle until the oceans dry up and the mountains turn into dust before they figure that out. So you kind of figured that Naomi was going to get the win. It was a couple of moments where you're unsure about it, but that means that's a good match.
That's what it should be, right?
Yeah, that's a good match.
Because what did it... I'm talking to you. People,
talk to him.
Would it have surprised you based upon some things had Naomi lost that belt? I think a lot of people were probably bracing themselves.
Black people.
Listen. But right now we're going to get Naomi against Stephanie Vicaire in France. And I cannot wait to see that.
That makes me nervous.
That makes me nervous for her. Yeah. So
I love them both.
But yeah, that was it. Night 1 and 2.
SummerSlam.
Amazing weekend. Overall, you enjoyed it?
I give it a solid 8.
8, okay.
Solid 8.
Nice.
And it was because, first of all, the main events, both of them,
delivered.
Chef's kiss. Oh my God.
Both surprises at the end.
Yeah. But the night 2, nobody else lost the title. No one else lost the title. So
that just shows the champions are strong.
Exactly.
You got to look at it like that, right?
Exactly. But I left the weekend satisfied, and that is all that I could ask for. TKO is now thinking about making other PLEs 2-nighters, which makes my wallet shiver in fear. But this SummerSlam, loved it. SummerSlam might be my favorite PLE over Mania.
Really?
Because SummerSlam always punches you right in the mouth. That's what I asked for. Now that we've completely gone through the card and everything before we get out of here, my man TJ Jefferson, we've given WWE their time, and so now it's time to bring up something that brings in both companies. My man TJ Jefferson has a declaration that he would like to present to you, and I am all for it.
Well, I just wanted to look here and make sure I had my numbers right before I put this out here. And the number is 18. Okay? 6 times 3 is what, Shay? It's 18.
Yes, sir.
And here's what the 18 represents, because I am now convinced, right, after Saturday night, that Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, The Shield, I believe now we can say are the greatest faction in the history of professional wrestling. Okay, you know what 18 is, Shay? 18 is the number of world championships that Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and John Moxley have had in their careers. Okay, when they debuted as the Shield, you saw something that we'd never seen before with these 3 guys, right? The Shield came out and there was nobody like them. These three kids coming out of seemingly nowhere. We know they came out of developmental, but for them to get the shot that they got, they didn't have to go to the bottom of the card. They shot straight to the top, and they proved that they deserved to be there. And over these last 12 or so years, these three wrestlers have been at the top of the game. Yeah. We're talking, like I said, WWE championships, World Heavyweight Championships, AEW Heavyweight Championships, IWGP World Heavyweight Championships. Yeah. They each have 6. And I think looking at it now, based upon all that, I don't see how you can say there is another faction in the history of wrestling that's greater than the Shield. And I can't wait for this to hit YouTube because I want to hear what people have to say. But more importantly than that, I want to know what you have to say.
I completely agree. First of all, I also want to, we get the wide back. I know it's got a big ass X on it. I'm a CM Punk guy. It was a statement, when he had his, so I did it on mine. But
by the way, this AEW belt is just gorgeous.
It's a beautiful belt, bro. Yeah. Amazing quality on that belt. It's expensive as hell. But yeah, I completely agree with you, bro. I completely agree with you. They are just unfair. You know, in video game language, they are OP. They are just an overpowered group. And yeah, the fact that they were all together and, in your mind, you hope that they stay in some sort of contact with each other, especially with Moxley making the move. Or WWE used to have their little ride-along shows, and watching, if you go back and just look at them together, young kids, like, it's almost surreal. It's like it's a dream, a fever dream.
And I thought about you and I because I watched that.
Because we're the Shield.
Well, no, I watched that clip. This is serious. I watched that clip a little earlier, and Seth was talking. He was driving. Dean. I'll call him John Moxley now. Whatever you want to call him. And Roman was in the back, and Seth was talking about how this is how we usually do. Big Goose is usually in the back sleeping, and it's just like three people having fun. And Seth mentioned, he goes, "We didn't really know each other that well. We got to know each other by taking these car rides, and we got to understand who each other were as human beings, where each other came from." And I kind of, not to sound stupid or like corny, but I kind of feel like that was our journey. Like you and I had a basic knowledge of you, obviously far more than you had of me. When you come on the Rich Eisen show, I get to know you for 20 minutes, maybe 3 times. I knew right off the bat, like, I like this dude. And I think, our first interaction, we talked about wrestling in the green room. But since we've been on this journey, now you and I, we've gotten closer. We built this friendship. And each week we're learning something new about each other. So I kind of thought about us, not that we're the Shield or anything like that, but it's exactly the way Seth said that those guys got their chemistry, got to become friends, just phone calls and trips together and just kind of learning about somebody as they go along. So I know, like I said, in just a weird way, I kind of thought about us like that, what we're trying to build here, and bringing everybody out there on this ride with us.
Yeah, well, on Van Vliet, I called you one of my best friends, bro. I completely understand where that comes from. You think about the moments of when Roman said that his leukemia came back, and that hug, man, Seth with tears in his eyes, John
tearing up,
just being there for Roman, or you think about the ride along episodes, the fact that they all held the title same night.
Shay, when has that ever happened? How do you have 3 people who were in the same group all become world champion at the same night?
That damn Money in the Bank.
Roman walked in as champion.
Yeah.
Seth pinned him.
Yeah.
And then Moxley cashed in.
Yeah.
That's Ambrose, everyone call it.
Yeah.
One night, 3 champions from the same crew. Bro, come on.
It's nasty.
So I just think, old school, I'm very old school. Yeah. Some people say that I'm too old school on this show, but obviously the 4 horsemen.
The balance.
4 horsemen.
Yeah.
Great.
Evolution.
Your greatest probably faction, because they're really like the first faction. Then you got people like the Dangerous Alliance who don't get enough credit. You get DX, the NWO, Evolution. Evolution, I think, would be probably the closest to it.
Yeah.
And if you want to argue evolution, I'll take a step back and go, okay, because there were 4 of them.
Yeah.
But you had 2 who were already established, right? Flair was already goated. Triple H was well on his way to becoming goated. So yeah, you had Orton and Batista. They're coming up.
Yeah.
But
they got Batista, if I'm not mistaken, Batista didn't get his title until they were out, right?
Out of Evolution.
Yeah.
So,
but
it's still the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same
just
difference.
to have 3 young men come up together, they said their goal was to dominate and change wrestling, and you guys were correct, and you were successful, and they're still they're still at the top of the wrestling business right now. So just a shout out to Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and John Moxley, man.
Yeah.
You guys got the ball and you did not fumble. And they took it all the way home, man. So in my opinion, the Shield, greatest faction of all time.
Greatest of all time. Shout out to the Shield.
Yeah, but of course, love to know what everyone else thinks. I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of different ideas.
Well, actually,
but and I'm sure maybe we might be forgetting somebody. But based upon what these 3 men did as in the heavyweight championship game, which is the most important championships,
Yes,
you got to put them up there, man.
Got to put them up there. I completely, I'm behind you on that, 100%. If anybody say anything disrespectful to you, I'll be in the comment section kicking ass. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking your ear off.
Yeah, man. But
that's why you came here. What, you want us to not talk?
Somebody
podcast. TJ, how about you tell them where to find us?
All right, so we mentioned ESPN earlier. So what I'm going to need you guys to do is go ahead and subscribe to the pod now. That way, in a couple weeks, when we make the change, you ain't got to worry about doing nothing. All right? Because we're taking no contest to 3 times on that.
You know what? Let me get this shit out of the way.
You'll be able to catch us, but that's in a few weeks. So for right now, remember, you catch us on our socials. There's No Contest on Twitter or X. No Contest Wrestling Podcast on Instagram. And, of course, all of our videos on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page. You just type in No Contest or Rich Eisen Show. You'll see everything that we've been doing, man.
For my podcast partner, my tag team partner, the best in the world, TJ Jefferson, I am O'Shea Jackson Jr. Make sure you guys have a good day, but not too good, because who the hell do you think you are?
Bye, Miss Parker.